I've got my double screen here so I can see you guys. All right, let's sit tall and rock forward and back. I know you might have been still and you want to get moving. So rock forward and back as you breathe in and breathe out. Focusing on your breathing. In and out through the nose. And let's rock it right and left. Just to start inviting movement into our body. Notice how this might feel like a balance practice as we sway to one side and then the other. And let's add some arm movement here. So it doesn't have to be something fancy, just swaying one way and then the other with one elbow lifting and alternating. And boy, this chair is creaking. And come back to neutral. And let's pretend we have a carrot at the end of our nose and make circles with the carrot. So making circles with the tip of your nose. Go one way, and then let's reverse it. Notice how good that feels. It's just a nice, simple, circular motion. It should feel good. And come back to center. Let's take our hands to the knees or the thighs. Cup your hands around your knees and round your spine. Chin is towards your chest as you lean back on your sitting bones. And then inhale, lift up. Take the arm bones, the top of the arm bones slightly back. That's your first back bend of the day. So this is actually always a alternative for something like our cobra poses on our belly. Exhale, round. We're curling around, chin is to chest, and we're leaning back. Inhale, lift up. Our sitting bones move back. Our heart rises. One more. Curl it. And lift it up. Heart rising. Move back to center. Take your thumbs on the inside of your palms, wrap your fingers around, and circle the wrists. Circle them around. Woof, really feel it. Notice if you're feeling some tightness. I can tell you that I am. And then circle it the other way. Keeping the breath flowing. Then we're going to take our knuckles and place them to the side of our back or even back behind here a little bit and come to the edge of the chair and feel your shoulder blades move in towards each other. Now we can hug our elbows towards each other. If you do too much, it's going to feel like a strain, and then release it a little bit. Then extend the arm bones back behind you. Open the fingers. Turn the palms up, lift the arms up towards the sky, and palms come together, hands are at the heart. Let's do that a few times. Make a fist with your hands, touch your sides or even towards your sacrum, which is back here. I want you to feel that sacrum. Is it moving forward? Is it moving back? So with your knuckles on your sacrum, notice and you're doing the cow pose, your sacrum is moving forward. You'll feel it like it's tilting forward. Then tilt it back and you'll feel a straightening of the sacrum. Do that again. Take it's your pelvic bone, the top of your pelvic bolt is moving forward, then straighten it. So now it's up and down. Take the arm bones back. Open up the palms and fingers, turn the palms up, rise up, fingers are spacious, palms are spreading, hands come to the heart. Awesome. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms forward. Sit tall. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's start to circle one elbow and then the other. Lifting and circling. And notice how as you lift the elbow, you might feel some length along the side of the body, because that feels really good. And take your arms out wide, turn the palms upright, bending your right elbow, reach long through the left, gaze at the left. So we're using our neck muscles to turn towards our thumb, then switch it up. Bend the left elbow, gaze towards the right thumb. Breathe in, breathe out, switch it, and switch it, and bring both hands to the tops of your shoulders. Let's circle the elbows around and about. I don't know, I always think of the chicken here. The chicken. So circling with your elbows, making bigger and bigger circles. And you might hear some little crunchies. I'm hearing it on one side, not on the other. So crunchies is usually loosening up the fascia or the fibers. Obviously, we do not want any pain, not allowed. And let the arms go. Let's reach forward with our arms, and our torso is moving forward. Our sitting bones are moving back. Then we're going to sway back, lift the torso, take the arm bones back. Inhale forward. Beautiful. Exhale, take it back. Heart lifting, arm bones back behind us. And again, reach it forward. Beautiful. Turn your palms towards each other. And let's swim. Anybody a swimmer here? So breaststroke. That's it. This feels really good. Come on, upright, and keep going with your arms. This should feel really good. So pretend you're really pressing the waves of water away from you. Arms move forward. Push that strong water out to the side, making big, big, big ripples in the water. Good. One more. And release your arms down. Let's begin some leg work. Bring the right knee in towards you. Give it a big hug. And push down through the left foot. Feel your belly tone. And circle the knee around and about. I must be bringing in the water element today because the water element's kind of flowing. And then reverse it. We're sitting tall, so notice that if the body is kind of swaying with it. See if you can just move the leg, just for isolating. Not that one way is wrong. Then take your hands behind the thigh, pull the knee in towards you, push the foot away from you. So it's lifting. It's like you're going to push your foot into a wall in front of you. And then you may start to straighten the leg, or you might say, ooh, this is a tight leg and it won't straighten all the way yet. And then pull the knee back in. Now try to keep upright as you push the foot away, because sometimes what happens is we lean back like that, and we want to stay upright and push the leg. Now, if the leg doesn't straighten all the way, that's okay. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's let the leg go. Other side, bring the left knee in towards you, hug it in, give it a big hug, and use one hand, and your hand can be in front of the shin or underneath the thigh, and circle it around. Juice up the joint. Sometimes when it's rainy like this, I don't know if it's rainy where everybody is, but it's raining around here, our joints get a little bit more sticky or achy or cranky. So we open them up and then it feels better. Bring the knee back in. Hands are behind the thigh, interlaced or not. Lift the knee towards you and push the foot away. So you're pushing the heel away as we stay tall. And then you may try to push it even a little bit more away. Pull it back in, knee towards you. Breathe in. And breathe out. Pull it in. Press it away. Bring the knee in and push it away. Pull it in and release it down. Release it down. Bring your focus now to your feet. Someone asked me yesterday, I was teaching in person, and they said, how come you close your eyes? I like to close my eyes because it helps me feel in the body. Push down through your feet. Notice the sensation of your feet pushing into the mat or into the earth, whatever you're pushing into, and notice what else happens. Toning in the body happens. You might feel the bottom of your pelvic floor, that it's lifting in and up. You might feel your thighs, that they're activating. Let that go. Let's push down again, push down. This time without looking, lift your right toes, spread them, reach them forward and place the pads down. Let's do that again. So it's kind of like a circular movement. Inhale, right toes lift. They reach forward as they spread and you push them down. And again, lift the toes, spread them, reach them forward, push the pads down. Other side, left toes rising, make space in between each one of them. Reach them forward like they're going to touch something. Push the pads of the toes down and release. One more time. Toes lift, spread, reach, and down. There we go. Open up now your right leg out to the side. Sit tall. Bring your forearm to the thigh. Circle the elbow around and about. Yes. I must be needing the water out. Either that or the rain is just, because that's what the body's asking for right now, is some nice fluid movements. Then elbows bent above you and then reach towards your right. Ooh, that feels good. Pull the elbow back and reach it towards the right. Pull it back so it's pulling towards your left and then reach it one more time. Ooh, nice. Breathe in, breathe out. Take both hands to your thighs, sit tall. So this is actually, we're going to simulate cobra pose seated. Cobra is a back bend. Put pressing palms into thighs. Lean forward, sitting bones are moving back. Shoulders move up and back, and you feel them come together. This is a little back bend here. Now, you're reaching your crown forward and then maybe upwards a little bit. You'll feel your shoulder blades come towards each other. Then push down through your palms, rise up. So we're going to make it a fluid movement. We'll do that a few more times, breaking it up, and then we'll go flowing. Here we go. Hands are on thighs, shoulders up and back. Lean forward, feel your shoulder blades come towards each other. Feet are pushing down, sitting bones are moving back, shoulders are up and back, heart is rising. That's where you start to feel this opening across your collarbone and underneath it. Push down through your palms, rise up. Yes. All right, let's flow it a little bit. We move forward, we draw the shoulders up and back, we push down, we rise up. It's like a cobra, a sleeky cobra. Circle the shoulders up and back, rise up. Lean forward, circle the shoulders up and back, push down, rise up. So it becomes a fluid movement. One more. Shoulders up and back, push down, rise up. Let's now to lift your right knee up, push it into your palm, bring it back to center. Then again, push thigh into palm, palm into thigh, open it up, lower it down. Inhale, it lifts, and place it back. Other side. We can do the same thing here. Push the palm down into the left side, lift up through the thigh into your palm. Make sure the shoulder's up and back. Open it up. You got it. Now we'll do the cobra on this side. Heels are about underneath knees. Press down through your thighs, lift tall. Notice if your ribs are coming forward, pull them back. Lean forward. Sitting bones move back. It's like they're spreading back behind you. Shoulders circle up and back. Feel this. And rise up as you push down. Let's do that again. Sleek forward. Circle shoulders up and back. Press down, rise up. Lean forward. Shoulders circle. Feel the shoulder blades on the back. Push down. Rise up. Bring the forearm to the thigh. And turn the palm upright and feel your shoulder open here. So we don't want it to come forward like this. If that comes forward, the shoulder doesn't like it. Shoulders always like, not always, but most of the time they like external rotation like that. We can never say always, right? And then circle the elbow, the upper elbow, the right elbow around and about, and really feel this. It's a really nice opening here. A very nice opening. Then pull the elbow back and then reach it over and pull it back and then reach it forward. It's kind of like a bow and an arrow. Pull it back and reach it. Now get long. Pull the ribbies back. Breathe in. Imagine you're taking the bottom side of your ribs and you're lifting it upwards. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it helps you open up here. Let's push down through our feet. Rise up. Hands on top of thighs. Pressing left hand into left thigh. Lift the knee and place it. And do that again. Lift it and place it. So what we're doing is we've got this pushing. It's an isometric of the thigh pushing into the hand pushing into the thigh. Bring it on forward. Let's open up both feet. We're going to sit tall. And for the fun of it, hold on to the sides of the chair. See if you can bring your knees in and then jump them out. And bring them in and jump them out. Bring them in, open them up wide. All right. Feel your feet push down into the earth. Now we're going to do something kind of different that I saw one of my teachers doing. Take your hand to the collarbone area and then start to massage it with your finger pads. You're going to feel like a little divot there, and you might notice that it's tender. And so go gentle. You don't want to push too hard, but give it a nice massage. This area can often get very tight. So self-massage is one of those strategies that we use. Then we're going to take the left arm forward as we massage it and kind of karate chop. Karate chop out to the side as you massage it and then bring it back into center. So you've got a cutting board and you're karate chopping out to the side and then bring it back in. It takes a little coordination there, doesn't it? As you're massaging this area. There you go. You guys got this. I just saw my teacher do this yesterday and I thought, okay, I could bring this to these guys. They'll love it. And then release it down. And then notice how this side feels to that side. And then take the arm forward, open it out to the side, close it in, release, lift the left arm up. Notice if it feels any more fluid to you and lower it down. Forward, up, and bring it on down. Let's do the other side now. So right hand's coming to the divot right underneath your collarbone area. You will know if you got it right if it's a little tender. Now, not everybody's tender there. Not everybody feels tight in the shoulder, but a lot of people do. So circle around as you push your finger pads into that area, and it should feel like you're releasing some of the tightness. Yeah. Now, if it feels painful, please either stop or lighten it up a lot, because it should not feel painful. Then bring your left arm forward and we'll karate chop. Take it out to the side as you massage it, or you can just push into it gently as you karate chop. That might be a little bit more accessible. There you go. Who thought karate chopping would take such coordination? All right. And release that. Let's circle the shoulders around and about. Good. Let's play with spinal balance in the chair, which we will do on the mat, but you guys are going to know it. So let me show it this way so you see it. I just want to make sure you see my leg. Right leg moves forward, heel is down, toes are up and pulling towards us. That's going to give a nice stretch behind the leg. We'll take our left arm out to the side. Now you can use your right hand on top of the thigh by pushing the thigh into the leg and the leg into the hand. What did I just say there? Thigh into the push your hand into your thigh as you lift the leg and then lower it down. Let's try that again. Push hand into thigh, thigh into hand, lifting the leg up, pulling the toes towards you, and release. Let that go and drag that heel back in. Extending now the left heel forward, pull the toes in. You're going to use your right hand. I'm against the wall here, so I'm going to lift this one up. It really doesn't matter. The arm can go out to the side or up. And push your right hand or your left hand into your thigh and lift it on up, and exhale, lower it down. It lifts. Push the heel away. Feel the tight muscle. It's working. It's active. And let it go. And bring the heel back in. So we're going to find ourselves now towards going down to the earth, and I am going to be mindful and give you suggestions as we go. Now, a lot of times a standing pose is a alternative to a pose down on the mat too, which we looked at a little bit. So let's start by doing a wall dog as we lower down to the earth. And so you might put a blanket nearby if you're going to lower down onto your knees. And so this is one way to come on down, which is to take both hands to the chair, but let's do a wall dog on our way. So bend your knees, take your sitting bones back, hands are on the chair. Sitting bones are back, and that's a really nice stretch, And then you might slowly straighten the legs. Now we're trying to keep the shoulders and the head all in line. And let's do a cat pose. So round your spine, chin is towards chest. And then the cow pose. These are standing rather than on your knees. And we curl, chin to chest, push down through the feet. And we release. We're going to slowly go down to the earth, but if you're going to stay standing, or we're going to do cat and cow pose. So cat and cow in the chair look like this, and this, and this. If you're going down to the mat, you might put a blanket underneath your knees. I'm going to move the chair for now, and we're going to have hands under shoulders, but not quite. People always say, put your hands under your shoulders. If they're too close in there, sometimes we feel a little tight. And then you're going to walk your knees back. So if you're in the chair, you're going to do cat, cow in the chair. If you're on the earth, you're going to spread your fingers, micro bend the elbows, round your spine, chin is to chest. So this is the cat on the earth. And then we just did cat standing, and we showed it in the chair. Then we go to cow. Sitting bones rise and heart rises. That's our cow. And that is a back bend. This can be an alternative to going down onto the mat, round your spine. Let's do the cat and come back and do the cow. Now, you're either going to do spinal balance like we just did in the chair, or you're going to do it on the earth. Pushing the finger pads into the mat, extend your right leg long. So if you're in the chair, you're going to take your right leg forward, and we're going to lift the leg, pushing the heel away. So that would be the same direction. I'm going to show this standing with the chair too in a moment. And then you can decide whether you're taking your left fingertips forward or place them on a block or lift them about shoulder height. So practice that for a moment or two, and you can do the other side. I'm going to show you what it looks like standing for those of you who are using a chair and standing, just so you can see all these poses can be modified. So here we are in the chair, and here we are with our spinal balance. Leg is back, toes can be down or they can be up. So this might be nice to have the toes down, and maybe you take the arm forward. This is a version of spinal balance, or maybe the arm comes up over the back of the chair. So there's all these different options. All right, now, if you didn't, let's switch sides. So left leg moves back or forward if you're sitting in the chair. Toes are down. Maybe the heel rises, belly tones, shoulder blades are on the back. Take a breath in and a breath out, and maybe walk your right fingertips forward. The toes can always stay down. If you're in the chair, you're going to walk the leg forward rather than back. And maybe you lift the arm, or maybe you put the hand on a block, or I've got this little Zapoo in front of me, so that works too. Or maybe lift it up. There's so many variations to spinal balance pose. We could be here all day and me showing you all the variations. And then release and let it go. We're going to move towards the child pose. I'm going to show it with two chairs. This is the way it looks if we're doing it on the mat. Knees come apart, toes come together. If anybody has pain or cramps up in their feet, or their ankles are super tight, putting a blanket back there can be really nice. And you can play with how rolled up it is, and then sitting bones go back. Some people like to rest their chest on a bolster. Your hips may be down like this, or they may be up like this. Your elbows may be bent. Let me show you what it looks like with two chairs. Child pose with two chairs. That's why it's really nice to have the two chairs, because we can do so much with that. Here we go. Here's the chair. Those of you who are on the earth, you can walk your arms towards the right into a crescent. So here's what child pose looks like with two chairs. And you could also have like a blanket on here or something to rest your head on, and you'll walk your feet as wide as you'd like. You can also bend your elbows if your shoulders are tight. And that's a really good idea. And then you're resting your forehead on your forearms. And this is a wonderful place to take a break and to breathe. You can sway your hips from right to left and left to right. Left to right. Okay, so if you did the child pose and you took your arms towards the right, then take your arms towards the left. Walk yourself into a crescent towards the left. And feel your breath. So breathe in. You're going to feel a nice stretch along the right side of the body. Ooh, does that feel good? Breathe in. and breathe out. You can picture that you're stretching the muscles in between each of your ribs. And then inhale, come back to center. Lift on up. And let's go on to our sitting bones. And I'm going to show you how you can use 2 chairs for the same pose for butterfly. So here's butterfly on the mat. But the same pose can be done in a chair in a few different ways, with 2 chairs or 1 chair. So let me show you that. And with your hands on the front of your shins, you can lean forward a little bit until you feel a stretch. So here's butterfly. There's 2 versions. One is to keep your feet down and knees are out to the side. Another one is to bring your feet up and same thing. So here is what I mean by taking the earth and lifting it towards the chairs. Now your hands are on your shins. As you lean forward, the sitting bones are moving back. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. And then rise up, whether you're on the mat or in the chairs, and we're going to do a twist in this pose. Take your left hand outside your right shin or thigh and your right arm back behind you. So your left hand is pushing in to the thigh. And I'll show that on the mat. So here we go. Make sure you're breathing. And you can stay in these poses for 3 breaths, 5 breaths, 10 breaths. The longer you stay, the more stretch you're going to get. So here's what the twist looks like. Now, if I'm on the earth, I might take this hand and bring it behind. Grow tall through your spine as you twist. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Inhale back to center. Notice, how does your body feel now? And let's twist the other way. Take the left hand, bring it to the right, and then your right hand could go on the earth or arm out to the side. Our spine is lifting tall. We're twisting from our navel. Head turns last. We use our neck muscles to turn our head. Breathe in and breathe out. And this is where I do close my eyes. I tend to close my eyes because I can just feel it more. Notice how it is for you to close your eyes as you practice the pose. And then inhale and come back to center. And now we're going to play with boat pose. So you're going to close your knees. So you can do this with 2 chairs. I will show it, but here's how it looks on the mat. And you're going to see it looks almost the same. I don't even need this blanket right here. If you want to take a block and place it in between your thighs, you can. And block is in between thighs. Hands are back behind us, shoulders up and back. Heart lifting, hugging block, maybe lifting feet up, maybe not. That's not the goal. You also could have your hands behind your thighs and maybe lift one foot up and then the other, or both. Now, as we push our hands into our thighs and our thighs into our hands, our heart is lifting. So we've got this upward movement. I'll show you what it looks like in the chair because I want you to see that it's really the same pose. I know we've done it before, but just to show you. So you could do this with 1 or 2 chairs. And those of you who are on the mat, you're going to do it again, right? So here we are. Here's 1 chair and maybe just lifting a foot or 2. And here's 2 chairs. So here's boat pose. And still have the block there. And it could be, the practice could be leaning forward and back and feel where your belly is engaging, maybe lifting a leg and lowering it down. Notice how I'm holding on to the chair. But another option could be that you take one arm up and alternate with the other one. And you could do alternating like this. This is a really nice variation of boat pose. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. So nice. Ha, so nice, this boat pose. And then take a break and release and let that go. All right. From here, we are going to go onto our bellies and do a thigh stretch. And I am going to show you the thigh stretch in the chair. So we're on our bellies. Come on to your bellies and take a little break once you get there. You might stack your hands one top of the other. Let your hips sway right and left and left and right. Come back to neutral. Tone your hips, push down through the tops of your feet. And let's start by lifting the right foot towards our buttocks and then release it. And lifting the left heel towards the buttocks and release it. This might be enough to start getting a stretch in the front of the thigh. That is what we're trying to do in this pose, is get a stretch at the front of the thigh. You can always bring it a little bit closer if you're not feeling it. Now, the other option is to come up into Sphinx pose, which, by the way, is an alternative to Cobra pose, and bring the left forearm about parallel with the front of the mat and maybe grab your foot or ankle. Now, the other option, see, sometimes there's so many options, right, is to lie on your side, bring the knee in and kick it back. Now, this one could be done in bed. So this is another option, is for this half of the class to do it in bed. It wouldn't work for all poses, but it would work for some of them. Pushing the heel in towards your buttocks. This shoulder is moving up and back. And I would say stay here. If you cramp, shake it out, let it go, shake it out, maybe massage the back if there's any cramping, and then go back in. Try to hold this at least 30 seconds and then do the other side. Now, the same pose is in the chair. It's not really the same pose, but it gets at the same idea. We turn to one side and we take the leg back. And this knee might rest on a blanket or a block. And this is the stretch. It's the same place, getting the stretch here. Maybe an arm comes up. Now, some people like to pull their heel in towards them. I think that's going to depend on your balance. Notice how I'm holding on to the back of the chair, so no falling off the chair. But this is good too. And some people extend the leg, and that also will get into the front of the thigh. And if you're leaning forward, it won't get into the front of the thigh. So we have to take the ribs back in order to feel that for most people. But if you're super duper duper tight, you might feel it without it. But it brings a little bit more alignment in. So if you haven't done the other side, you want to do that on your belly or your side or in the chair. We're pulling the heel in towards us. You can use a strap here. A strap is a nice way to pull that leg in. You would loop the strap around your foot. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Release the leg, let it go, and let your hips sway side to side. We're going to turn onto our back and do bridge pose. Let me show you what it looks like in the chair. Those of you who are going onto your back, find your way to on your back. And let me show bridge pose. So feet are underneath, hands come to the back of the chair, shoulders up and back, pull the ribs back, lean forward. This is bridge pose in the chair. The heart is rising and the neck is long. Don't drop the neck back like that. Shoulders up and back. You'll feel your shoulder blades come together. So bridge on your back. Your arms are down by your side. Knees are up. Feet are on the earth. Walk the shoulders towards your ears. We're going to push down through our feet and lift the hips. And then you might walk your arm bones underneath you a little bit. Press down through your feet as the hips rise. Now, we don't want them to rise so much that you feel pain in your lower back. And let's exhale and slowly lower the hips down. Take a breath in and a breath out. And you might ask yourself, what does my body need now? Here we go. Push down through the feet. Push down through the toe pads. Push down through the heel. Our heart is rising and our hips are rising. You can karate chop, since we played with karate chopping, the pinky side of your arms and your hands down into the mat. Now, we don't want our chin going up like that. We want to feel like our forehead and our chin are parallel with the earth. If you feel like your head is tilting back, then come on down and readjust your head, the weight in your head, so your head feels more parallel rather than tilting back. Let's exhale and lower on down. Notice how your body feels now. We're going to do one more. And this time, if you'd like to play with lifting your heels up, you may. So here we go. We push down. Feel your shoulder blades come onto your back as you walk your shoulders underneath you a little bit. You're feeling your heart rise towards your chin. Maybe you lift one heel and then place it down and lift the other and place it down, or both. You'll feel some tightening and toning in your hips. Breathe in, breathe out, lower the heels down, lower the buttocks down. Take a break. Let's move towards number 4. Number 4, we do a lot in the chair. Here's what it looks like on the mat. We're crossing our right ankle over our left and then gently pressing the right thigh away with our right palm. Then, if you don't feel any stretch there, then pull your knees towards you and notice the stretch in the outside of the right hip or the inside of the right thigh. You can interlace your fingers in between the triangle and around the shin, or hands behind thigh as you pull in. And I'm going to, while you guys are doing that, breathing and counting and holding, opening up that hip, let me remind those seated what it looks like in the chair. Number 4 in the chair looks like this. We bring the foot over the thigh. We lift tall. We lean forward until we start to feel a stretch. You're either going to feel it outside or inside. So very, very similar pose. You're going to feel it in the exact same place that you would if you were on the mat. It is a pose that can be done in bed. And let's do the other side if you haven't already. So bring the knee on in towards you. And based on how that history of your hip is, and you may or may not bring it in as close. Find that spot that's just right for your hip. And then take your breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Breathe in and breathe out. Ooh, feel that nice stretch in the hip. It's wonderful. I love my hip. Bring lots of love towards the left hip. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we're going to move towards happy baby. So happy baby, you guys know this one. You really can't mess it up. And I'm going to show you what it looks like in the chair. So here's happy baby on the mat, which you also could do in bed. And massage the spine right and left. You can play with pushing feet into hands to get a little bit more action, like a little bit more strength building, pushing feet into hands and hands into feet. That's kind of nice. You can roll it side to side, maybe even a little backwards and forwards action. Let me show you what happy baby looks like in the chair, because I think it's kind of fun. You have to have 2 chairs to do it though. Well, actually you don't have to, but for this variation you do. And it would be something like this. And that's your happy baby in the chair. So it works. It does work. There is a alternative for almost every pose. I can't think of a pose where there's not an alternative. Let's do our back of the leg stretch. So you'll use your tie. You're either going to be seated and place the tie around your foot, or you're going to be on your back. So lying down on your back, strap around the right foot, bend the knee in towards you, maybe cross the strap, and you can play with where the strap is on your foot. It will change the stretch. The left knee is bent, or you can straighten it, but most people are going to start with a bent knee and push the foot up. When you start to feel a stretch, stop. Relax the shoulders down. Breathe in and breathe out. And this is where we stay for a while to really feel this. You can bend and straighten. This same thing can be done in the chair seated. We might bend and straighten a few times. Notice how it gets a little bit looser each time we pulse it. And then let's turn the leg out. You don't want to stress in your shoulders. Using one hand is kind of nice. Heel in, toes are out. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in. And breath is out. Inhale, toes face you. And then we're going to open the leg out to the side. You don't want it to go so far that you feel like you're going to fall to the whole body. You want to keep the hips level as you open up. And you can always straighten this leg if you're not feeling enough. But if you are feeling plenty, keep that knee bent. It might be nice to hold the strap with your opposite arm and support the leg with your hand. I hope you can see this. I'm supporting it with my right hand, and I'm using my left hand to hold the strap. Then we're going to lift the leg up and cross it over the midline. And then maybe bend the knee and pulse the heel away a few times. And then push out through the foot. Ooh, is that a nice stretch along the side of the leg? Some of you might want to tip it over, and that's okay. That will change it. it'll change where the stretch is. So feel free to play with that idea of letting the hip lift. That's fine. And then inhale, lift up, and exhale and release and let that go. And notice how your leg feels. It's a good idea to feel before moving to the other side. Let's do it. Let's do it. So strap around left foot, pushing foot up towards the sky if you're on your mat, and pushing foot away from you towards the screen if you are seated. And let's bend and straighten a few times and marvel at our toes. You may spread them, pulsing, knee towards you, pushing heel away. Feel the heaviness of the leg as it moves into the hip socket. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Feel the impact of the stretch. I feel this in my foot, in the back of the leg. Notice where you feel it in your body, because it really does impact the whole body. Then we're going to take the leg out to the side. Oops, I didn't do the turn out. Bring that leg back up. Turn the toes out and the heel in. You guys got to catch me on this stuff. Press the ribs down. Feel the stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. You complete breaths. And the toes towards us. We're going to open up the leg out to the side. Get a nice inner thigh stretch. And then see if you can keep your breath smooth. Now, the option here is you could hold on with your right hand onto the strap and your left hand underneath your leg. So in other words, opposite hand is holding the strap and same leg and arm, the same arm is holding the leg, just giving it a little support so that your hips stay level. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Breathing in and breathing out. And release. Come on up. Let's cross it over the midline. I like to use my hand in the hip crease and pull the skin away. That does intensify it a little bit. And then play. You might want to lift your left hip up as the left leg goes to the side. Really get into that area, which is really a tough area to get into. There's a lot of deep sensation that comes in with this kind of pose in the area we're getting to. And then inhale, the leg lifts, and exhale, release it. Let's do a spinal twist. So knees come in, give yourself a hug, massage your spine. If you're on the mat, take your knees towards the right. Open up your arms into cactus or T. You can straighten your spine so it's, but if you were to look, take your head up for just a second, you can support your head with your hand. Make sure you see a nice line from the middle of your torso towards your hip line. And then you're pinning that shoulder down on the left side, or the opposite side of where your knees are going. And then with your neck muscles, turning your head the opposite way. Now, this is a very similar pose to seated in the chair. I'll just remind you guys what that looks like. And there's so many variations. I think I'm going to show this one. So knees are to the side, and then I'm taking my hands to the back of the chair. And then I'm going to turn my head gently, using my neck muscles opposite way of the knees. And then take several breaths in your twist. before you do your other side. Give both sides equal attention. So important. These poses are so important to do to nurture our bodies. I know you do all kinds of active, different exercises and switching it up a few times a week to do your stretching. For me, I like to do this every day, but I get it that you might not have time for it all. So many different activities to choose from. Breathe in and breathe out as you feel your twist. Notice how it feels to breathe in and breathe out when your spine is in a twisted posture. And then when you're ready, you'll come back to neutral and find your relaxation pose. Your feet can be up on a chair, which is super duper nice, or up a wall, which is amazing. Or you could have your feet on 2 chairs. So here's feet up on a chair, which is a really nice place to be, especially if you've got swelling going on. It just releases the energy the opposite way, and your feet are just light. You can imagine them getting lighter and lighter. You can always rest in 2 chairs for Shavasana and put your feet up on one. Maybe cover yourself with a blanket. These poses, this resting pose is just as important as the others. So good for relaxing our nervous system. So this is what it looks like if you're in 2 chairs. You're relaxing. This is something that you're going to feel more than you're going to see. You want to feel your body as it relaxes. And so we might do a progressive relaxation, beginning with our feet. Relaxing the feet as they flop open. We're not trying to control them in any way. Just notice how they feel. Acknowledge it as you breathe in and you breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And then focus on your lower legs. And if an attitude starts to come in, like, you can always play with opposites. For instance, maybe you feel some tension, so you might, on the inhale, breathe in peace, and exhale out any tension or holding. We breathe in peace, and exhale out the tension or holding. And we can do that all the way up the body, focusing on the upper legs, breathing in peace, exhaling tension away, focusing on the hips. Feel the heavy hips, whether they're on the mat or on the chair. Move awareness to your spine. And feel the abdominal organs and how it feels to have done all this moving in your body. You might feel some subtle movement even when you're still. So we acknowledge that. Relaxing the shoulders. This is a place of holding. So take several breaths here. Breathe in spaciousness and softening the exhale, releasing and letting go. Breathing into the arms and the hands, the fingers. Exhaling, letting go. Breathing into the neck. Really feel the muscles surrounding the neck, inside and out. And relaxing the skull, the jaw, the forehead, and the eyes. So we're breathing in and breathing out, relaxing the whole body. Perhaps you breathe in an inner smile and breathe out and send that smile to others. Breathe in and breathe out. And stay as long as you want in your resting pose. And we'll close the class together for anybody who's coming out of their resting pose. We bring our palms in front of our heart as we bow in with gratitude. Gratitude for this practice, gratitude for being together, gratitudes for this connection that is cultivated through our yoga practice, our mind, body, spirit, and soul connection. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Have a wonderful day.